In an almost inconceivably grotesque piece of self-sabotage, GB News have hired Boris Johnson as a presenter and commentator. Quite why the executives at GB News imagine that anyone wants to hear from or see this bungling nation-destroying narcissist who decimated the UK with flagrant lies, incompetence and self-serving short-termism to the point where we now pay for a health service that doesn't exist, kids are being educated in porter cabins, Islamists openly parade through the streets of London waving warmongering flags of bigotry while the police stand around doing nothing under the orders of London Mayor Sadiq Khan, a country with a collapsed rental market, a broken transport infrastructure and crap yet unaffordable food, all thanks to 13 diabolical years of Conservative misgovernment and the very worst of those years under the stewardship of Boris Johnson. And now the porcine spaghetti-haired lunatic is joining Jacob Rees-Mogg and Nigel Farage as one of the key players on what is somehow claiming to be an impartial news channel. I mean, aside from anything else, as a news channel operating in an era of misinformation and mistrust, you'd think it might be somewhat imprudent to hire a notorious serial liar like Johnson. If you might have bought into the idea of GB News as the home of free speech, the alternative to BBC state propaganda and the collective far-left psychosis on offer at Channel 4 when it first launched, it's now just a sort of pound shop Sky News. It's even starting to make Talk TV look respectable by comparison, which is a pretty shameful nadir to have reached, isn't it? Those you might have once respected on GB News as being people unafraid to tell the truth in a censorious climate are now just clearly hanging around for a paycheck. And you'd hope to start seeing a few of them walk away for the sake of their reputations. The unnecessary horror Johnson put us all through during COVID is something none of us want to be reminded of anytime soon. And yet here he is popping up on GB News to let us know that he's still not discovered what a comb's for, with the same vomit-making, exuberant buffoonery that enabled him to get away with turning this country into a third world bin fire. Johnson ruins everything he touches, and GB News will be dead and buried by the end of next year.